sweet are you? So I've got a question for all of you. Just a mini survey. I would like all of you to respond by putting up your hands. How many of you would rate yourself as a sweet lover? How many of you? Please. Okay, we don't. Well, the crowd here is not very confident, I would say. I would say that Shakespeare says, "Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind." But for me, I would say, love expresses not with an unspoken heart, but with the language you speak. So language is very important in terms of how you tell your lovers that you love them, or love him or her, not them. And so language is a very important medium in order to kind of like convey the messages. So do you know which language is the most romantic language in the world? Italian? Any other guess?
French.
Anyone say
Hong Kong.
Cantonese?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sad to hear that, but that's true. According to a survey done by a group of 320 people, comprising some of those like linguists, Italian was voted the most romantic language. Thank you. And the second one is French. Yes, French. The third one. Hard to guess.
Russian. Mandarin.
Oh, it's becoming diverse. The third one is actually Spanish. And the fourth one is even harder. Romanian. Speaking from experience. But actually it's English, the language that we are speaking right now. Good, right? For the most romantic word, so it's the most romantic word came as French. Sorry, I don't speak French or Italian, so I tried to utter the words. The word is the French word for love, amor, right? And also the Italian and Spanish word for very beautiful, bellissima. And also tesoro, right? That sounds a bit romantic. These are the people that they think very romantic words. How about the least romantic ones?
Cantonese.
Ask Lawrence to say something to you, then you change your mind.
Yeah.
The least romantic one was actually Japanese.
Oh.
And they quoted an example for the Japanese word of I love you. Well, that's a long one. It's somewhat like watakushi wa anata wo ai shimatsu. Something like that. So when you hear that, you feel like, oh, it's not romantic, right? It's kind of like so long and not very passionate. Well, though I actually doubted the kind of like validity of this survey, because maybe they're all done by Western people, because you know that the 4 languages that are voted most kind of romantic are also Western languages. But actually, they also had a finding saying that the more languages you speak, the more attractive you are. So, well, I speak 3, 4 languages, and I know some of you speak even more languages as well. So from this survey, we know that cultures and language are very important in the way we act, especially when we are in love. So there is a generalization that we can derive from this survey, and also from our everyday observation. People always say that French, Italians, they are passionate because they know how to enjoy their lives, they know how to relax, and they know how to relax so they have more time to love probably. And the Japanese, they are kind of introvert. They don't kind of like speak what their mind thinks and what the real feelings are. So it makes them maybe less kind of outspoken when it comes with love. How about the Chinese? In our Chinese traditional society, like way long hat, is that freedom of love is not, it's like forbidden. people cannot speak about love freely, and all the marriages are kind of arranged. And kind of like if they really go marry someone they love without permission of the parents, it's kind of like illegal or like forbidden. So the Chinese, they're not kind of like very kind of used to saying love. So I would say this kind of culture is more or less kind of seen in Hong Kong, but I would say now the cultures are changing because many people are kind of like living abroad or kind of they raise abroad and then they kind of also marry someone from other cultures. So I would say it changes a lot as well. And there are also kind of deviation between different genders. Like women, they are more kind of comfortable with saying love or sweet words. So, but despite this, I would say that romantic words or like sweet words are very kind of a positive effect because they are kind of generally more motivating. They say you're very beautiful and it makes you feel important, I love you, it's like makes you feel so important, right? And it also boosts up your internal confidence. So my last tip for all of you to be a sweet lover, next time when you are infatuated about someone, try to learn a new language. Learn as many languages as possible, so it makes you more attractive, And also try to practice speaking with sweet words, and try to, tonight when you go home and then look at your loved ones, try to say Bellissima. Thank you.